Still talking about the 100 million shillings that was allegedly given to the MPs, we now join Honorable Ssemujju Nganda. Honorable, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Would like to share your mind on what you think drove the president to come out saying that these MPs received the money.
First of all, people need to understand that we have just passed a 4 trillion supplementary budget in which we gave President Museveni's residence, State House, about 365 billion shilling, bringing the total budget of State House, which is meant to be a residence of 2 adults, both of them working and are paid a salary, to 1 trillion shilling. 600 of which 600 billion shilling is classified expenditure. I did present a report to Parliament and said we need to assign a committee of Parliament a duty to interview President Museveni and his wife to tell us what is classified. What classified thing do they do in the State House that requires 600 billion shilling? The President speaks about classified in his letter. I am very happy that he has confirmed he gave the money, but 2, that he also confirms he has an item called classified, which he can casually use to transact any business. And for me, that's where the problem starts, even before you go to the recipients. That you have a head of state who puts Parliament pressure to give him money, and he says, don't worry, part of it will come back to you. And then he goes around meandering with the homosexuality, what the Americans are saying. The president ought to have first confirmed, I gave the money and this is the reason, and so received it. Instead of now trying to shift the debate to a subject that we almost have crossed.
Honorable, do you have any idea how many opposition MPs received this money? And if you have confirmed this, what then next for these opposition members of Parliament that have received the money?
Money of a bribe nature given under the table. It is very difficult to know who has received and who hasn't received. And that is part of the problem with this money, because in the past, we have been given money irregularly to go and consult on constitutional amendment bills, on marriage and divorce, and money is officially wired on our accounts, which can give you an idea, trace it. This particular one, the one who is giving calls it supposed money. The supposed recipients are all denying. So in the opposition, everybody has said, I did not receive. And you have no evidence against it. So we all remain suspects because those who broke the story said everybody has received. So collectively as a Parliament, we are all suspects. That's why an investigation needs to be carried out, a forensic one, to find out who received and who didn't receive.
Honorable, would like to know, before we let you go, what next for you as opposition members of Parliament?
For us, first of all, we originated a petition inviting the IGG to come and investigate. I don't know why CID is not interested. We will continue demanding that an investigation, a thorough investigation, will be carried out, because that's what will help you to establish who was giving the money and who received. But also going forward, I think as the opposition and the country, we will now need to begin putting much pressure to stop Museveni from allocating himself huge sums of money he calls classified that he can use the way he likes. I have told you we are now about 4 months, 3 months to close the financial year. Museveni may come back with another supplementary. But so far he has 600 billion shilling classified. And the total budget for his residence, 1 trillion. He has another 400 billion in his office. Mind you, he also has access to money for defense, where his son is the commander-in-chief. I mean, he's a CDF. So really the president is swimming in luxury with his family, and then they choose who to give someone else and so on and so forth. So the trouble begins with the budgeting, allocating of this money the way we do as parliament, and then the way the president uses it. As the opposition, I think we'll need to fight harder this time, maybe harder than we've ever done, to ensure that we'll stop allocating money to Mr. Museveni as classified, because there is nothing classified that Museveni and his wife are doing at State House.
Thank you very much, Honorable, for sharing with us tonight.